What's up, y'all? You are listening to For the Artists, a podcast brought to you by Creative M Projects. I'm your host, Melissa Cherie, and of course, you already know I'm excited when I have a feature. And this feature that I have on today, I met this woman at an event and I was like, you have to come on my podcast. And she was like, what? I don't know, but she's on, y'all. She's
Yes,
on.
I made it.
All right, let me tell you who it is. So, this amazing woman, her name is SANDI Coleman, and she is bringing the heat from El Centro, California. Okay, that's where she was born, but she was raised in Santa Ana, and she now lives in Bakersfield. She is married with 4 adult children and 4 grandchildren, and by looking at her, you wouldn't be able to tell that. Okay.
Mm,
She has a heart for the less fortunate. She's a believer of Jesus Christ. She is a licensed cosmetologist, a beauty and fashion influencer. Let me tell y'all, okay? Sandy is on TikTok and she doesn't have, 5 followers. She doesn't have 50 followers. She doesn't have 5,000. She has 15,000 followers, y'all. Okay? So she is doing something creatively correct. Okay? Anyway, we'll talk about that. But Sandy, welcome to the
Thank you.
show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I love it because you know what? I'm a broken record when it comes to, I believe everybody is an artist in some way. I believe everybody is creative. So whenever people tell me, oh no, I'm not an artist, I'm not creative, I'm like, well, I mean, you might believe that, but I don't. Because we
Hmm.
all have the ability to use our imagination. We
Right.
all have the ability to create things, and we do, whether or not it's something recognizable
That's
in,
true.
you know what I mean, in the creative
Yes.
industry, like a dance
Yes.
or something. But
Yes.
everybody's creating something every day, really.
Yes. Yes. That's true. That is very, very true. And hey, and I thought about that for myself. It's like, girl, what are you creative in? But I think it's just life. Life is a journey,
Mm-hmm.
and we're constantly learning who we are, because maybe in a previous season we were a certain way, or we had certain likes or whatever it was, but when we get to a next season, everything just shifts. And then you start over again sometimes to learn, okay, well, where am I in this season?
Mm-hmm.
What's for me in this season? What am I, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of there, I'm 50, going on 58 in July. And sometimes I'm asking Lord, okay, Lord, what's next here?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know taking care of granddaughters every day because it's like I'm mom again. And I've been taking care of my 2 granddaughters for the last 9 years. And so, you know, it's a lot of work. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of work. And I'm trying to find my creativity in that area. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
know it's there,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it takes somebody on the outside to see, like you were speaking about. You know what I'm saying? It takes another person to kind of look at you and know what they see in you. Because I'm not the kind of person that I like boost myself up a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like glorify. It's hard for me to talk about myself. It really is. I'm serious. It's hard for me to talk about myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I need somebody to help pull that out.
Well, you know what's funny, and it's actually not funny. It's divine. It. I was journaling this morning, and one of the things that I journaled about was the fact that even though we know who we are, right, and
Mhm.
we allow God to speak to us to remind us who we are, there is something about having someone else
Oh,
outside
yeah.
of yourself and outside
Mhm.
of God also basically exhort you and edify you and
Yeah.
recognize something about
Yeah.
you in terms of who you are. You
Yeah.
know,
It's
not that
true.
I mean, not that we should run around seeking that
Oh,
from
no,
other
no, no.
people, but you know what I mean. But it's like it does lift you up to have
It
someone
does.
else see you for who you are and then
It really
acknowledge it.
does. And it makes you feel like, oh, it allows you to tap into that space. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you know what? That's I get that. I can see that. It helps you to realize some things that you might have just kind of pushed to the side. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yes.
oh, okay. So they see that in me. They see it's something valuable there. And it's like, okay, all right. I receive that. I receive, you know?
Now we're gonna get into your story, but you're already, having me what I say want to take a deep dive because there's something that you just said that really resonated with me, especially with what the organization is doing because you talked about like different seasons basically
Mm.
having to become again.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yes.
so that too is creativity.
It is.
It's like we have the power to create who we're
Yeah.
going to be.
Yes, yes.
That
And
makes
it's a
sense.
journey in trying to get there sometimes. And it
Yeah.
can be fearful sometimes. You can experience a spirit of fear that comes over you and it's like you're like, "Oh God, I mean, Lord, please help me here. Like I don't even know what I'm doing."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's not always a bad thing. I think that could be a good thing because we have to learn how to depend on God anyways, right? We
Right.
should be able to depend on him. So sometimes I think God gives us everything that we're asking for up front. They come in little pieces because we don't always know how to handle stuff when he throw it all in at one time. You know what I'm saying? It has to absorb a little bit. And so I think that's kind of where I'm at. And the stage I'm in right now, it's like he's just giving me little pieces as I go. It's like little droplets, like you drop in little droplets for your dog and they're just following you around. I hate to use that analogy, but it's really a step by step thing. It
Yeah.
really is sometimes, you
Well,
know?
yeah. Well, instead of the dog analogy, that is
I
a good
know.
one though.
I
We can
it's
see it
wrong.
clearly. But I think there's a children's story where there's some children's story where they're dropping breadcrumbs in the wood.
Okay,
And
and
that's what
that's
I
what
saw when you
that
started
came
to talk
across my
about
mind,
that.
and then I said what I
Yeah.
said.
That's okay. We get it. It's visual and we can see it.
Yes.
Now you are a whole vibe, okay? You're a whole vibe. Now and you were a cosmetologist. I mean, have you always had that vibe about you like since you were
No.
little?
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
Okay, okay.
Well, not the cosmetologist part, but the vibe I had since I was a little girl, as
Mm,
far as dressing, how loving to dress nice and look nice and things like that. That started way back in elementary school, honey.
yeah.
Like I wanted every time school's about to start, you go school shopping. And every time my mom took me school shopping, honey, I was expecting to get me quite a few outfits, but homie, she wasn't giving up too much. She only bought me a few little thick pieces, you know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
so as I got older, like I had to go stealing out my aunt's closet.
Okay.
So my aunt used to dress really nice, so she'd go to work because I lived with her and my mom, my grandma.
Mhm.
And I used to go raid her closet to go to middle school and high school dressing. So, and I ended up getting best dressed in high school. So that vibe I had. But as far as cosmetology, that came, that came, the season was kind of a dark season
Mhm.
I was having. Um, at that time, just to be honest, I was separated. My husband and I were separated. And my kids and I had three boys at the time, we moved to Fresno. And I went to stay with my dad.
Mhm.
And so during that time, I was kind of going through a little bit of depression. And I was trying to figure out, what did God want me to do? Like I just was lost, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I remember uh there was a couple of things that happened, but as far as getting into the cosmetology part, it started from me being a Mary Kay rep.
Oh, okay, Mary Kay.
I was doing Mary Kay. Somebody got me into Mary Kay, and I didn't do much with that, but it made me think, okay, well, I should go get my license for esthetician.
Mhm.
And I sought out a school there in Fresno. They didn't have an esthetician program. So I had to do the whole cosmetology, which encompasses everything,
Wow.
hair, nails, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like my interest to go into cosmetology to do hair. It just wasn't, or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to school, got my license. It's been like 26 years now that I've been licensed.
Mm-hmm.
However, I didn't necessarily work it. I really didn't go into a shop or anything, but I do just hold on to my license. I pay for it every 2 years and I hold it because you just never know what you're going to do. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I really got into the cosmetology thing. And it really kind of benefited me more because it made me more aware of hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did so many different things to my hair from that time going to school. I mean, I had it cut this short.
What?
I had all different kind of colors. I
Mm-hmm.
did the weaves. I had put, I don't know how to braid, but I did try to do some cornrows on myself before. So that's really what it's about as far as the cosmetology.
Okay, well, that's where some creativity came in. Then you was over
Yeah,
there rocking
true. That
different
you're right about
hairstyles.
that. That's true. That's true. That is true.
So, how did you get into being an influencer for beauty and fashion? Did that come after cosmetology?
Honey, that was recent.
Oh, that's recent.
That was in the last 2 years.
Okay.
It started off, I mean, I wasn't expecting that and I wasn't really going after that.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of happened because it was 2 years ago. My mom was over at my house, and that's when I started hearing about TikTok and everything. So her and I just did a video. We were doing one of the videos that was kind of hot at the time, a sound.
Uh huh.
And oh my gosh, girl. I mean, it was flowing. People was just, I mean, the people were just coming in as friends. They were liking the video. I mean, I have
Wow.
never experienced that before, right? And I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And like right now, it has like 1.1 million viewers on that particular video from 2 years ago. But I just kind of got into it without expecting it. So in the last year, well, really in the last couple of months, I started with I know skincare, like they approached me and to try the product and everything. And so they asked if I would, help be an influencer for the product. So I've been doing that. The other stuff that I was doing was just, stuff that like if I go buy an outfit, I would just go on and it's like, okay, I got this outfit from so and so and whatever, it wasn't like they they uh they asked me to do anything. So it just kind of happened by accident, just honestly. I wasn't trying.
You weren't trying to be
I wasn't.
fly and
I,
influential. It was just in your DNA.
oh shoot. I didn't mean it like that, but
No, but I'm
I
saying, but
guess.
I'm saying you didn't mean it like that. But I'm saying that it's in you, it's on you. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sometimes, not sometimes, is
Yeah.
we can't deny the things that we have just been given naturally,
That's
and
true.
you were given some things naturally,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah.
and it's working. You were
It,
authentically doing something, and it
yes.
popped off. I think that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. Unexpected things happen and and that's kind of good that sometimes things unexpected happen because if you knew all up front everything, you'd be like mega scared of it. Like I ain't gonna
Mm,
lie, I fight that. I fight that every day of
yeah.
being afraid to take the next step. And I don't
Mm,
like that part about me. I don't like that part. I really don't.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's real and it's life and all of us are different and all of us have something that we struggle and battle with. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't stop. You just keep pressing forward regardless. And sometimes you got to press past the fear, bottom line, you know?
Yeah. That to me that blows my mind because when I met you, like I said, like you're such a presence. I mean, even now, there is nothing about you that would make me think Oh, Sandy, she's fearful. Like there's nothing about you that gives that off. So it's so interesting how you said like we all have the things that we battle against, you know, those it
Mm-hmm.
things that
Yeah,
all often come up and repeat themselves. Like
true.
where do you think that comes from? Did that come from something you experienced or
Honestly, like like for everybody on the face of this earth, like I said, have been through certain things. They have been through certain traumas. They have been through things that maybe were generational in their family or something. And you don't know that as a child. Like you
mhm.
don't know these things. You understand? So as
Yeah.
you get older and you have to be responsible for your life, you're still having to battle things that you did not understand. But then when you get to a place of understanding and discernment, you're like, oh man, I remember this back in the day, this time, how maybe my mom acted in this situation or what she said to me or whatever. And it sparked a spirit
Mhm.
of rejection or fear. Somebody, you felt rejection somewhere. Not saying my mom rejected me, but
Yeah.
little things that just transpired through coming up from a child into adulthood. And I think those things, they trigger you, and you don't know that you have those things have possessed you until you get to a place of reckoning, and you're looking at your life, and it's like, where do I go from here? What's going on with me? Why do I struggle with this? Why do I suffer from this? And a lot of times the battle is in the mind, baby. The battle is always in the head.
Mhm.
That's where it all starts. And so we're responsible for overtaking those crazy thoughts, and I'm saying it's a battle every single day. And you got to be praying, and you got to trust God for it. And that's just real business right there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
I just have to be honest and real about it, because without God in my life, I'd be jacked up. I'm telling you,
Me
I'd be
too.
straight jacked up. Okay.
Mhm.
So he just knowing that there's a presence, and I can pray and ask God to help me when I'm struggling or it is, that's what's keeping me,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
And I know it's a lot of people out there that they're struggling, and they wonder, you know, why. And sometimes, like I said, they're just generational things that have happened, and it's spiritual, you
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
So I'm, like I said, I'm recognizing certain things, and I pray about those things, and I pray about, okay, the past is the past, and I'm moving forward, letting those things go, that are behind me,
Mhm.
and just praying, and for God's, just his protection and his safety.
Okay. I feel that. I feel that. So, every day, are you on TikTok every day?
No, I'm not every day, but the last few days I've been trying to post every day. So it's been probably the last four days or something. I've been trying to post something every day, but no, I'm not on every day.
Okay.
I'm not.
And when you do post, it's centered around beauty and fashion.
Beauty and fashion, and the last few days I've it's been more spiritual. The
Ah,
last
your
few
your
days.
posts have been more
Yeah.
spiritual?
Yes, last few days more spiritual, more focused, spiritually focused.
Okay, look at you taking a turn with the content.
Oh, hey. Hey, you know what? I think people are more creative when it's coming from a place of, like, the painful places they went through, or testimonies that they can give of what God has done for them, or what they've seen God do in their life. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's when
Yeah.
stuff is really real. You can really act those things out that are real to you, and
Yeah.
know that other people, they go through those things too. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I just had a thought when you were saying that too. Because when you
Mm-hmm.
think about creativity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it being about using your imagination, well, I mean, it makes sense. If you're in a dark place,
Yeah.
and I've been in some dark places,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's almost like you have two choices. You can
Yeah.
either use your imagination to help you transcend and move from the place that you're in, right? The dark
Amen.
place.
Amen.
Or you can use your imagination in a negative way and
Ooh, yes.
get even darker,
Ooh, girl,
right?
yes.
But it's like the best space. You're right. It's the best space to be imaginative and creative when
It
you are going
is.
through dark and painful things.
Yes. And because you know what? Like I said, it blesses somebody. It might not bless everybody, but there might be just one person that it helped. You understand? Because even in scripture, it talks about they overcame by the blood of the lamb and the word of their testimony. So when you
Mm-hmm.
got a testimony, that's what testimonies do. It's supposed to be a blessing to everybody. And sometimes you out them testimonies, on them videos and stuff.
Yeah.
But but yeah, you're right. You are right. And I listen, I know people right now, and I have personally dealt with that, where they use their imagination to go darker,
Mm-hmm.
and it caused so much problems.
Yeah.
And that's a very, very bad place to be in. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not trying to go backwards. I'm not trying to go low. I'm trying to go high, and I'm trying to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With God's help.
Yeah. Don't go low, go high.
Hey,
Don't go low, go high.
girl.
So listen, I'm trying to get some TikTok social media success tips. No.
Yes, girl.
Well, me and TikTok, we didn't get along. Look, I said
Uh-huh.
TikTok, but it's TikTok. Yeah, I took
Yes.
it off my phone and everything. So I was like,
Did
this is
you?
yeah, it was too complicated. I tried to do some videos and I just couldn't figure it out. But
Oh, I
how
had
much
help.
time? You had help? Like how
I
much
had help
time does it
initially.
take you to put up a post? Are you quick with it or what?
Well, yeah, I feel like I'm fairly quick with it. There's times when I have to do it over and over, practice over and over, and I
Yeah.
don't like those times because I want it to be genuine. I want it to feel like it just happened, and it just comes off right away. Um, the last few that I posted that were more spiritual focused, I did it maybe in one or two shots.
Okay.
You know, because it's like that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling that right there. I'm just going with it. That's how it
you don't
was.
overthink it.
Yeah, I'm not because that was actually feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it's like I don't care if nobody like.
It cut out, but you don't care if nobody what?
I said I don't care if nobody else like it at that point because it
Yeah.
was it was blessing me.
Yeah.
It was speaking to me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
feel like when things speak to us, it's inevitable that it's going to speak to someone else because it's like a
it has
truth,
to.
you know?
It has to. It has to. And I have to think to myself, you got to be careful with numbers. You have to be careful because people are struggling right now
Mhm.
because of social media and people liking them and people this and people that, and they stress themselves out.
Mhm.
I've heard so many stories of people actually that were really big top influencers and they take their life. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying? I've
Mhm.
I've I've seen it. I've heard it rather. And
Mhm.
it's like I'm like, wow, they had a lot of followers, they had good content, they were always whatever, but you don't know what somebody really going through.
Mhm.
Because sometimes people are putting on masks. You
Mhm.
understand? And they're hiding stuff inside that nobody knows about, but they come off as being happy and they're just got it all going on, but they're struggling with something, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
So we just, I try not to let myself get caught up in that because it's really, really easy to do. It's like, that's all I got on that one.
Wow.
So, but
Um the stories, the stories that we tell basically, you know what I mean? It's like we're telling stories on whatever platform it is, whether it's a website, Instagram, like,
Yeah.
all the big
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
But is the story that we're telling the real deal? Like,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it's like we're everybody. We live in a time, I feel like now, where everybody is selling something. It's like, what are you
Yes.
trying to sell?
Right. Right. That's right. It's true.
Are you trying to
It's
sell
true.
how great you are, like how valuable you are, like, you know?
Yes. Yes. It's like, let's be real. Let's be real. Cause I don't know. I'm not with the fake stuff. I'm not trying to present myself in a way that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be original. I want to be real. You know what I'm saying? And even when I go on social media, do you think every picture and things I post, I'm looking all whatever, all floofy up and everything, face got makeup on it? No, because I want people to see that I'm real, honey. I'll put my hair up in a puff ball and I ain't got no makeup on.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I have
Yeah.
picked a number of pictures that way because I don't want people to be thinking, oh, she behind the camera. That's how she look. She all pooped up. But what about, how she looking every day, any other time? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I just give a piece of all of me.
All of you.
All of me. I just give a piece of all of me at different times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just real.
Who were some of your greatest, I guess, fashion influences? Like, who do you look at and you're like, ooh, I love their style? Or do you not do that?
Girl, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I don't. I just go off of what I like. I've
Mm-hmm.
never really, even when I was younger, there was nobody I didn't look to anybody for it. I guess I could say my aunt,
Mm-hmm.
because my aunt was the fashionista that I saw every day. You know what I'm saying? And she had this old long, huge closet, and I saw how she dressed and went to work every day. So I would say probably my aunt's, her dressing nice every day, and I wanted to do that, to do the same. So when I went to high school, I dressed professionally just about every day. It looked like I was going to work every day. I'm serious. I promise you. And I would wear my dresses. I would wear whatever I wanted to wear, but it looked good, and
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't faddish.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't all the fad stuff. It was nice, just clothes. I'm just dressing according to the way I want to look. And and I guess that's what got me best dressed in high school, because I did it the way I wanted to do it. It wasn't because I was trying to adapt a style from other people in the who was the designer of the year, Gloria Vanderbilt or Jordache or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just did my own thing.
Yeah. Well, that's very refreshing.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
refreshing. I'm trying to think.
Yes.
Because, I mean, we live in it. I keep saying we live in a time. That's like my favorite phrase. I need to find a new one. But,
It's,
but seriously,
it's
we do live in a time
yeah.
where, people start to look like carbon copies. It's
Yes.
like, okay, you all look exactly the same. You got the
Mm-mm.
same lips. You got the same, like,
For real. For
you're
real.
you're ruining your individuality by trying so hard to be like this other person.
The mimic.
Yeah.
Yes, you are so correct. And I have found that so difficult in my life. A person, it was so hard for me to be that way. And I don't know, God just made me that way, I guess. Because honestly, when I was coming up, I wasn't this person who hung out with a lot of people. Even
Mhm.
in high school, I wasn't out there with a clique of girls and things like that. I was kind of a loner in a way.
Mhm.
I was pretty much a loner. Not that I didn't talk to people and goof off with people in class and walking down the hallways, but I mean that people that I would just join arms with every day, and we were together every day, walking the halls and hanging out with each other outside of school. No, I wasn't like that. And
Mm.
I couldn't help it. And I don't know, maybe that was a part of some of the things I experienced when I was coming up that made me feel like it was hard to really get connected or stay connected with people. I'm not sure,
Mhm.
but all of us are different. I like right now, I could, girl, I could be by myself for a long time. I really can. I can do without a lot of people around.
And without a lot of interaction.
Yeah, I
Mm.
can. I really can.
Hmm.
But of course, there's times when I want to be out, amongst people, and I want to have like when we met.
Right.
I enjoyed myself.
Yes, I did too.
I loved it. I loved it.
That was a great
Yeah,
time.
it was. It was. It was.
People are probably like, well, where did y'all meet? I mean, we
Yeah,
were at an
yeah,
I Know event,
yeah.
everybody.
Yes,
Okay. And I
yes,
Know skincare.
yes,
Is it
yes.
skincare? Skin treatment?
Skincare. I know
Skincare.
skincare.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it was like a ladies' lunch. My mother invited me. And at
Mm-hmm.
first I was like, because my mom be invite me to everything, and I'd be like, oh Lord, mom, what time I gotta be there? What do I gotta be? What do I gotta, wear?
Yes,
Because
yes.
my mom is real particular when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to how you present yourself. I mean, she
Mm-hmm.
taught me that from a very young age.
Yes,
And so,
yes.
I've gone through some stages where I'm like, whatever, how I present myself is how I present myself. But they don't like me because of how I look. That's on
Yeah,
them because
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
still
yeah,
me.
yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You got to be the rebel.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
anyway, y'all, that's where we met. And it was at a little, she poo poo, Beverly Hills fancy
Oh,
schmancy
yes,
hotel.
yes,
That
it
was a nice
was.
hotel.
It was. It was
It
very
was.
nice.
I was going to ask you, okay, El Centro, is that near Fresno? El Centro, California? Where is that?
No, honey, El Centro is down by the Mexico border.
What?
It's past San Diego, going towards.
Oh my goodness. See, I'm
Yes,
glad I asked because I was like,
yes.
where is El Centro? So, shoot, how long were you down there and what was that like
Well,
being
I
near the
was I
border?
was born there. I was born there, and we left at 3 when I was 3 years
Okay,
old.
okay.
But I would go back for years, all the way up until I graduated high school. I'd go alone when we'd had breaks. I'd take the bus down there, and I'd stay with my grandmother's auntie.
Uh huh.
And she used to take all her life, she took care of foster kids and stuff.
Mm.
And so she was elderly and stuff, but I would go stay at her house when I would go visit. And I don't know, I just loved to go there. It was hot as a mug too. In the summertime, you can get 116, 120 degrees. You can cook
Really?
breakfast on the sidewalk.
Oh,
Yes.
that's some Palm Springs heat.
Oh, girl, it's hot. I mean,
Mm.
dry hot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, just was I was born there, and we moved when I was 3 years old. But like I said, I spent every year going back all the time. So it was just a little small town, very small little town. I mean, it's grown up now, and it's probably similar to how where I live now in Bakersfield. It used to be a little small town with just orchards and stuff, but now it's growing. And so you have people commuting from Los Angeles and from up north to buy homes here because it's cheaper for them
In Bakersfield.
in Bakersfield.
Mm-hmm.
You girl, listen, I was raised in Orange County though.
Mm-hmm.
I had an opportunity to maybe move back to Orange County after I left Fresno, but I'm like, no go because it was too big and I had my kids. And I remember when I lived there in my 20s, like it took forever to get to the next town because of traffic. The freeways were just crazy. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
So we came here to Bakersfield, smaller place where you can get more value for your money and homes and things like that. And so it's worked out. It's worked out. And you hear a lot of people say Bakersfield, there ain't nothing in Bakersfield. I drive down through that freeway, you don't see anything. I'm like, well, you need to get off the freeway and come on through the town and see what's here. It's not that small anymore.
Yes, I've driven past Bakersfield many times. I think I've
Yeah,
only
it's a
stopped
lot.
there once for
Yeah.
something at a church, but besides that, I didn't really stop anywhere in
Yeah, yeah,
Bakersfield.
we got a lot of stuff. It's good.
But now I want to
Yeah,
visit El Centro. I'm intrigued.
yeah, yeah. Go visit. It's about 20 miles north of Mexicali border.
Mm-hmm.
And that used to be my grandmother's stomping ground back in the day when I was little, because she used to be over there. in Mexicali playing the to the racetrack playing the horses. Not that they had a live racetrack, but they had like a facility that
Mm-hmm.
had all the screens that you could see the races somewhere else or whatever. She used to go to the racetrack over there.
Mm-hmm.
So she used to take me over there with her all the time. So, but that's where it is.
Okay, that's where it is. So as you move into like this next, I guess, season phase of
Mhm.
your life,
Yes.
um, how are you going to be intentional about making space for your creative self?
Ooh,
I
that
know it's a
one's
loaded question. I don't know where that came from. It
it,
just came out.
no, it because I have thought about that, and it's it's difficult sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because I'm having to figure out, well, because like my oldest granddaughter is 13. She'll be 14 in September. Now, she can be helpful at times, and she's the one that helped me, kind of get into TikTok before to show me stuff because I agree with you. It was kind of difficult in the beginning. I'm like, I'll just stay on Instagram or Facebook or something. But she knows those things, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I do try to implement the kids as much as I can, especially the oldest one, when I want to do something and bring her into it. She doesn't like to be behind the camera. I mean, in front of the camera. She don't
Mm-hmm.
like to be on the screen and all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I end up having her, help film me or sometimes or do things like that. But sometimes she acting some kind of way and it's like, no, I'll do it myself. Thank you. Um, but I'm still working on that, trying to carve out time and trying to be more creative and think of creative ideas and things and stuff that's just beneficial, you know. Um, I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I'm still on that journey trying to figure that part out.
Mm-hmm.
I really am.
Well, it
But I
sounds like you've.
know,
No, go
but
ahead.
I
But you
but
know.
I do know that I'm learning more and more as I get older that I have to make time for myself to do things that I like to do and want to do
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like the majority of my life has been focused on other people so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Your family and their issues and all kind of stuff, and you take on burdens and things that kind of weigh you down, and then you don't know how to take care of the things that you want to do because you feel like you have to take care of this and take care of that and all this. But I'm working on it, and I believe God is going to help me with that in this season because I've been just doing a whole lot of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that God is going to he's going to pave the way for what it is I need,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
really.
What I was thinking about asking you, you pretty much went right into it. Because
Hmm.
I was going
Hmm.
to say it, because it seems, you spend a lot of time, it seems like, balancing between taking
Yes.
care of other people,
Yeah.
being there for other people. So I would imagine that that makes it tough to actually create time and space for,
Yes.
or make time and space for you to,
Yeah.
be creative, use
Yeah.
your imagination
Yes.
freely without
Yes.
limitations.
Right. Right. Because you got so many other things coming in, distracting and stuff, and I'm just really trying to put everything in its proper position. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
just have boundaries and stuff. Make boundaries. And I'm trying to teach my granddaughters the best I can. And it's like I have days where I am super challenged. And today was one of them. Challenges came today, honey. But I
Mm.
just like, devil, you alive. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do here. I'm going to be on this podcast.
And you made it on. You made it
I
on.
did. I really did. I
That's
really
the way
did.
it is, though. That's the way it is. It's, that adversity
Hmm.
always kicks up like high gear when there's something in front of us that we need to either get
Oh
over,
yeah,
get
for
through.
real. Oh yeah.
It's like
Oh
it's like
yeah.
it's like a test.
It is. It is. It's like, okay, are you going to make it through this test? Are you going to make it through this? Or are you going to let this defeat you? Because
Right.
honestly, I'm really tired of being defeated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of my brain defeating me. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's like you got so many things running through your mind every day of how am I going to do this? I need to do this. I need to make this appointment. I need to take them over here. I need to do this, blah, 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 blah. You got all this information just circling in your mind all day long. And you have to just say sometimes, stop right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. And make a choice to either allow yourself to just be spent or allow yourself to just do what it is that you're meant to do or you want to do or you like to do, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And going back to when my daughter and I went to that event, that was so needed because I don't carve out as much time as I should for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's what makes it harder to be able to handle certain situations because you're not doing self-care. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing the proper self-care.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make time to go places and do things. And I'm thankful that my daughter and I are we've been pretty tight here.
Mm-hmm.
We've been close. We've been hanging. Like she's like, yeah, my mommy is my best friend. Like it wasn't always there, honey. It wasn't always there. So in this last year, it's gotten real tight. So she's been helping me in that area. Like she'll take me out, we'll go eat out to lunch, maybe lunch or dinner twice a month or something. She'll take me out and leave the kids here and just do things. You know what I'm saying? And that makes it better for me when I'm able to go enjoy myself and expend all the energy that I have inside. I come back and I'm able to deal better with
Mm-hmm.
people. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm. So you and
So
your daughter, did you work on that, or did that happen organically in terms of the bond and the closeness that you guys are experiencing
honey,
now?
it kind of happened organically because she wasn't really listening when I be saying stuff before. You know what I'm saying? She had her way of thinking about mom and what mom say, things I say to her that she didn't like, or you know how folks is when you stepping on their territory and they might want to do something and you say something and it's like they ain't trying to listen to you. But she told me recently, she said, Mom, I feel so bad that I allowed myself to not have the time before that we have now because of how I thought about things. And she was telling me that I viewed you differently. But
Mm.
now, as I'm getting older and older, I see the things that you said, why you said them, what you mean. I see your heart.
Mm.
And she said, I had to reevaluate myself in order for us to get along. And she would tell me that she hated when we had an argument or something, you know what I'm saying? Because it could get heated.
Yeah.
And she used to say, even though I would come back, Mom, you know, kind of hard or whatever, I would cry in my bed. I'd just go to bed and I'd be crying about it. And so she just said that I had to think about what I was doing, what she was doing, and the things she was saying to me. And then she dealt with her issues. And she just said, when I changed how I was with you and my communication with you, that's when everything changed. When
Mm-hmm.
she was wanting me to fix something that wasn't necessarily broken, it was just she wasn't trying to hear it at the
Mm.
time. But
Mm-hmm.
she realizes now how valuable our relationship is. And so she's treating me in a way that I definitely see her heart. She calls me, talk about everything, whatever it is, whatever she's going through, or what's at work, or everything. Now we besties.
That's wonderful.
Yes,
Now
and I
y'all
have
bestie.
somebody to kind of, kind of lean on a little bit sometimes because like she can help with my granddaughters every now and again if they're not into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because my daughter is going on 27, but she be acting like a big baby sometime too. You matter, so you can tell a little bit.
She's amazing too, just like her
Yeah.
mama.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm thinking right now about if there was anything that you could do different
Mm,
in terms of going in a more creative way. I don't know how else to say that because I think you're creative and you've talked about, going to cosmetology school and, being into beauty, being into fashion, but you didn't really pursue any of those things. It doesn't sound like with any sort of like passion or intensity,
yeah.
right?
Right. Right.
Um
Right.
So I'm like, would you do anything different to choose to do that, or is there anything about how you were raised or how you grew up that you would be like, if this was
Right.
like this,
Yes,
maybe?
of course. Of course. Of course. I've had those. I've had many of those thoughts,
Oh, you have.
yes, about what if things were different when I was coming up? How
Mhm.
would I have been? And I feel like I would have been a little bit different and I wouldn't have made every decision the same, but some probably I would because honestly, I'm here as a sum total of what I went through. And sometimes
Mhm.
you have to go through some stuff in order for God to build you and make you to what he needs you to be in another season. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
now I can speak more boldly about stuff sometimes, like with passion. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I know what God did for me because wasn't nobody there with me in those times when I was laying on that couch feeling so depressed and not being able to get up off that couch. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know that time God will allow you to have these seasons because first of all, when he created us, before he put us in our mother's womb, he knew what family we was going to be in.
Yes, he
He
did.
knew what family we was going to be in. Okay.
Uh
So
huh.
we don't have no control over that, but you learn from those things that might have not been so good. So I do think about, okay, so where would I have been? I probably would have been a little bit further. I probably would have went to college or something. But if I had the support, I feel like if I had that proper support in my years where I was being molded,
Mhm.
um, I would have made different choices.
Mm.
I wouldn't have settled for certain things that I settled for. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I feel like I probably would just been more because I even think about, okay, now especially I'm going to the spiritual side right now. Okay,
Okay.
if I would have had the spiritual support that I needed
Mhm.
as a young, I definitely wouldn't have made some of the decisions that I had made that made me have to reap certain consequences because
Mm.
I would have had the guidance to
Mhm.
know better and not to even tread in that area. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. But I feel like going back to what you were talking about in the very beginning about that spirit of fear,
Mhm.
I know it came from that. It came from my childhood.
Mhm.
I remember certain little things, as a little girl, 5 years old. And it wasn't, my mom was just playing or whatever, but I remember she used to be trying to scare me. She did. I remember being at the house and I remember she had turned all the lights off. It was just her and I there. And I don't know what was wrong with her, but she was young. My mom had me at 17.
Mhm.
And I remember her scaring me and I was terrified. We were in the dark and she was scared. She had scared me. And honestly, I feel like those are little traumas and those are little traumas that they do something to you and you don't even know it as you
Mm.
grow because
Yeah.
I'll be wondering where that come from.
Mhm.
Why do I have to struggle with that thing right there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like it,
Mhm.
but there's always something I'm saying that we have to stay on the feet of Jesus for.
Mhm.
There's certain things that we that attack us and come against us, that it makes us stay closer to God. Like we have to get connected with God more. Because if everything was going okay and everything's right, you don't even see no need for him, right?
That's
Some
facts.
people will have no need for him if everything was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really say, because I'm thankful for where he has me in a space spiritually of recognizing who he is and knowing the value that he is to me in this season of my life. Um, so I don't know if I. It's kind of, those are hard questions when you go back and say, hold on. When you go back and say, could you change things? Because I have thought about it so many times.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
thought about it so many times. But I think about, well, would I be Sandy today? Would I be having the mindset that I have today? Would I
Mm-hmm.
be a person did care about people in their times of hardness? You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, I do have a heart for people that are going through stuff,
Mm-hmm.
less fortunate and all, like we on the streets every day. Me and the grandkids will be out and we see people on the streets every day. And I pray for them as I'm passing them. Some I communicate with
Mm-hmm.
and some I don't. I just pray in passing.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate to see people going through struggles, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
we all have to learn somewhere or another who to lean on.
Mm.
And sometimes, I'm sorry, we just can't be leaning on ourselves because we're fragile. We don't have it all.
Right.
We don't have it all.
We don't have it all.
We don't.
We do
No,
not.
we don't,
Oh,
So
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Life is a journey.
Life is a journey. I mean,
Life is
that was a hard question. I like to ask it, to
yeah,
people, friends that I know,
yeah,
because we don't want to what if all over ourselves. You know what I mean? Or they
yeah,
say don't should all over yourself.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
sometimes we do entertain the idea of, well, if I could do something different,
yeah.
this is what I do, and it will help us as we're maybe helping other people,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
Yes,
we can
yes, yes.
steer them or help them get to a certain place based on what
Right,
we've experienced.
right, right. Exactly. And that's how I feel because I, I I know there's ministry in me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I used to really be in ministry a lot thicker back before the grandkids. But when the grandkids came to me, I couldn't really move too much and go to here and go here and do all these things. But I mean, I've help the homeless and things like that. And I have tried to involve the grandkids every now and again. And my oldest granddaughter, she has a heart for people. So she would be like, Grandma, can we make sandwiches and stuff like that? And we can go just feed the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. So there's been a few times we actually put together a meal or something, and
Mm-hmm.
we went out and we handed out because she said that just makes my heart feel so good, Grandma. So I have to realize that my grandkids at this season of my life,
Mm-hmm.
they are the ones that I'm having to teach things to. You know what I'm saying? They're that what's the word? There's a reason why God brought them here. There's a reason.
Yeah, your grandchildren.
My
Mm-hmm.
grandkids, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're my ministry as well right now,
Yeah.
and teaching them and so forth and so on. And it's not easy, honey. It just ain't easy. And I need Jesus to help me every moment of the day. I really do.
You know what? And not to beat a dead horse, but this goes back to the top of the very, what when we first started talking and we
Yeah.
talked about the idea of creative. Like, I'm real big on people expanding their understanding of what it means to be a
Mhm.
creative person,
Mhm.
because what you're doing now with your grandchildren,
Mhm.
that is creating. I mean, you're investing and pouring into them every day, and
Mhm.
what you do with them in terms of your relationship with them, all of that stuff is creating
Yes.
something. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's creating
Yes.
an environment for them to grow up and thrive. It's like, so you're busy creating every day, even though it may not look like the type of creativity that,
Yes.
do you know what I mean? Like, I'm real
Yes.
big on, I want
Yeah.
everybody to expand their idea of being creative and
Yeah.
creating, because I believe
Not
that we create
limited.
every day.
Yeah. You're right. You are right. You are right. Because there's days when I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm even like, Lord, I don't even, what do I do in this situation? Or how can I, you know what I'm saying? You each and every day you're trying to maneuver and figure things out, and then sometime God will just reveal to you a certain thing to do, or a certain, or something to say, or something. You know what I'm saying? He
Mm-hmm.
reveals these things as you go along. Everything you don't have it up front. So, and I find that dealing with my grandkids, I have to, you're right. It is being creative. It is
Mm-hmm.
being creative every day. And it allows them to learn how to be creative. But I must say, these two granddaughters are very creative artists.
Are they?
Oh my gosh, they draw. Their art is
Mm.
superb.
Okay.
So they're artists in that way.
That's what's up.
They're sketchers and artists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yes, that's so, God kind of just has me in a place that I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit in a cocoon. I'm like, I'm just
Mm.
waiting, Lord, to just really
Mm.
branch out. You know
Spread
what
your
I'm
wings and
saying?
fly,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, on a lot of levels. And I'm just trying to hear what it is he's trying to do.
Well, if you feel that, it must be coming. So it's just a
Yeah,
matter of,
it
of
is.
timing, but it's
It
definitely
is.
on the way.
Oh, definitely. I can see. I'm seeing little tidbits. I am seeing it. I'm seeing it.
And now
He's
that
helping
I,
me to branch out in territory um that I won't really do for myself if
mm,
I thought about it too much.
mm,
Is so I'm trying to really operate in a spirit of boldness,
yeah.
and to be able to just do things and not take too much thought about it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
just know that he's going to help me, and he's going to give me what I need for that moment and for that
Yes.
time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And
So,
now that I know you, I can't wait to see when and how it all unfolds. Okay?
yes,
Because we
ma'am. Yes,
connected now,
ma'am.
Sandy. We
Yes,
connected
we
now.
connected, and I'm so glad that we met, because you're such a sweet person, and you just bring out that that part in a person that they don't even know they have. You just have that radiance about you, and that smile and that laugh and that love and that joy. And I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
Well, that
I so
blesses
thank
me,
you.
and I appreciate you. I thank you for being so open to come on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
because somebody listening to this is gonna be like, they're gonna have an aha moment about something that was said. I believe that.
I hope so. And I prayed about that. Lord, let somebody
Yeah.
get something, Lord. You know, you know.
So before we get ready to wrap up, because I can't have you on here for 2 hours. I mean, you got work to do, and so do I. But
Yes.
I don't think we even said what your TikTok handle was for somebody listening that wants to check it out.
The TikTok, well, on
Well, all
TikTok.
of them. I mean, you got to shout out. How can
Okay.
people find
Okay,
you?
so TikTok, the tag is the versatility of a woman, all together. The versatility of a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And on Instagram, it's the same, at versatility, the versatility of a woman. And then on Facebook, it's just my name, Sandy Mays Coleman.
Okay. So those are your main platforms. Get it? Get it?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'll have to put TikTok back on my phone, I guess, to check you out, because how else am I
Uh-oh.
going to see you? I don't have TikTok.
Uh-oh.
Well, maybe.
Oh well, I don't know.
But
Maybe I can
I
send you
gotta
a
see it.
video.
I'm definitely curious about what you're doing on there. You fancy
I'm
girl.
I'm trying. I'm just trying. That's all.
You are doing, okay? You are
Yes,
doing.
yes. I receive it.
All right. Well, as I get ready to wrap up, is there anything that you want to say real quick before I do our little outro?
I just want to encourage all those who will be listening to this, um, that you're special and you're more than enough. And you might be struggling with some things, and maybe you feel like your creativity is dried up or something. I don't know, but we all got battles. We all have things we deal with every day, mentally and psychologically and things. And I just want to encourage you to just I know not everybody is spiritual or whatever, but I'm only coming from what I know. And and God, He listens to all your troubles, whatever you're going through. Just say, Lord, if you're there, this is what I'm going through, and I need help in this area. But if you're going through some mental challenges, seek somebody out for help. Talk to somebody. Find someone to talk to,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't stay up in your head. When you stay up in your head, you end up telling yourself lies, and the things start circling around and you just can't get no clarity. So you need to find someone you can share it with and talk to. And so hopefully.
So good. That's some good advice, wisdom, and information. So thank you for that. Um,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Well, as we
But
get ready,
I want to
yeah.
say this
Okay.
now, uh, and it's not related to this, but I want to invite you somewhere, because this Sunday, my daughter and we're gonna be in Orange County,
Oh, you
and
are.
we're going to the Green Parrot Villa. It's a restaurant. It's a
Well,
brunch.
okay. Do you want everybody to hear this?
Oh, sorry.
Because look, everybody's gonna show up now.
Nah, that is
I
no.
might
I'm
have
coming.
to
I'm coming
edit.
towards you.
I might have to edit that out. Well, I can edit it out of the audio, but I can't
Yeah, you
edit it
can.
out of I can't edit it out of the video. So anyway, hold that. Put a pen and a marker in there. Y'all, now we getting a little too comfortable. But as I get ready to wrap it up,
Yeah.
y'all, it has been a pleasurable time getting to know Sandy Coleman. That was our guest today. This is my first conversation ever with Sandy, and I have really enjoyed it. It's been amazing. So, you guys have been listening to For the Artist, which is a podcast brought to you by Creative M Projects. And Creative M Projects is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to helping young artists develop from the inside out. Go to the website, creativemprojects.org, see what we're up to, how you can get involved, how you can get some services, some assistance, some support. But until next week, y'all, you already know I want you to keep creating from the inside out. Peace and love.